The wheel has already been invented. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, but if you have to put a wheel onto your vehicle, it might have its own set of lug nuts. Know what I'm saying? Welcome to Brand Talk with Rachel and Drew. I'm Drew. Rachel is going to be here a little bit later. It's just you and me and you. Here we go. What are we going to talk about? Well, glad you asked. So what we're going to talk about is just what it really takes to make it. You know, I've been having really great conversations with a lot of you in a really cool. So before I dive into it, I just want to say thank you for listening to this show. It means a lot to Rachel and I. And it's so cool to be able to bump into people in other cities and you guys coming up to us and telling us that you value the show, because we're really out here cranking out the content, and that's our goal. You know, so to be told that directly from you guys is super cool. If you've talked to us or if you've scheduled a call, we have a full team, but it's highly likely that you'll chat with me. So for those of you I have gotten to talk to, it's a pleasure meeting you, and look forward to chatting with you again. But want to talk to you today about really the ins and outs, the behind the scenes of just being successful. Like, what does it really take to make it? And what it really takes to make it. And I'm going to give you guys if you listen to the end of the episode, I'm going to walk you through a template of achievement, if you will. I feel like Rachel and I are just getting going, but if we look back, there's been a lot of things that we've been able to kind of check off the box, you know, check off the list, so to say. So I'm going to talk to you about my template later in the show. But what it really takes to make it is, and I really don't want this to be just like a super motivating, David Goggins, even though David Goggins is awesome, and I've seen him speak, and it was like electrifying, really cool. That's great, you know, but it's not an emotional carry that's going to get you to where you're wanting to go, you know, because it's going to be 1,000 times more difficult and 100,000 times more expensive than you think. So the requirement of your thought process and how you approach things will change and will be different as you achieve bigger things. We come from like very, very humble beginnings, and we still are humble. I even don't even like talking about achievement because I feel like a douchebag talking about it. But like, it's, you know, we've checked a lot of boxes. So I just want to share about the journey, right? And for me, the journey started out. Rachel has always been a little more like headstrong in what she's doing. Like, she's doing the hair, like she's just real boom, 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 boom. You know, I was doing that, but I was doing it at the same time. We're like, I don't know how I'm going to get to this level that I really want to get to. You know, it's like almost she knew the whole time. I didn't know the whole time. I didn't see that. I knew that I could contribute a lot of value to people and I could help a lot of people. And then you know, I like to communicate and do these types of things, but it wasn't until like we really got going where I saw where this fit in, you know. And for me, it's with people. So I have had thousands of conversations, thousands and thousands, probably since 2013. It's 2025 now. Whenever you listen to this podcast, 2013 is where I began having conversations, these sales interactions. And I was, you know, we were doing the gym thing. I've heard me talk about that before, but it wasn't like, it was hard then. It still is difficult now. Like, I was working with my team, going over some trainings, showing them this call that I had done. It was a painful call. And we'll do about 20 calls a day, you know? So there's a lot of training opportunity in here. And like, imagine going over trainings every day with your salon staff on, you know, how to interact in the best way with the clients. You know, that's what I do. So just showing them how difficult it was. And even me watching this, I'm like, man, I am working really hard. And the money-making stuff isn't glamorous, you know? Like, I love watching these podcasts. Our team does an amazing job of editing them down and posting them. And I watch them because I'm like, what did we even say? I'm like, what are we even talking about? But because we just kind of talk from our heart, you know, there's nothing scripted about this at all. We rarely, if ever, have edited anything in the middle of it. But what is it actually like? Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? And really, it's a behavior. You know, we've been talking a lot about be, do, have. And there's be, do, have is, it's in the Bible. It's if you open Genesis, I just finished reading Genesis, so this is why I'm talking about it. But in the beginning, it is crystal clear on that's what it says. in a nutshell. I'm not going to go break down all the text right here, but it says be, do, have, right? So if you are being a certain kind of way, if you have a particular kind of behavior, obviously model that off of successful people, right? How are they, what is their behavior? Not what they're doing. We'll get to that. But like, we talk a lot about what we're doing, but like really look at their behavior, because, successful people will behave similarly, unsuccessful people will behave similarly. So before, when I was having a hard time, I was staying up super duper. I was going out. I'd be out late. I was never like home. I was always out. But I wasn't out like building stuff and doing stuff. I was like just out being social. My social life was like super important. I was like, want to be popular and cool and be recognized when I walk into places and in my local area, and did that, but that didn't yield anything for me, so I didn't have much. I had an apartment, had a car, about it. So, and I had a son, so Ollie was with me. And, so fast forward to now, it's like being like how we're being, there's a behavior. There is all the blessings that you want are like on the back of your disciplines and your habits. And that's a behavior. Like, what are you doing each day? Like, what are you doing if like your calendar falls apart? What are you doing at that time? Are you reapplying it to work on something that maybe you haven't been able to get to that's going to move the business forward? Or are you reading, or are you taking care of your body? You won't look like your goals. You're going to look like your habits, So it's really, really important to think about that. Even when we got this house, we were looking at it and I had a hard time. I guess it's like, what do you call it? Where you're not, this imposter syndrome is what it's called. And when we're looking at this house, but I had to stop being that way. Otherwise I wasn't going to evolve. My life wasn't going to grow, because I would kind of self-sabotage when an opportunity would present itself, because I was nervous or fear, or like, I can't handle this, or I'm not smart enough to figure this out. What if this happens? What if that happens? Well, what if you just freaking do everything right and you figure it out and you level everything up? Like, what if all is well? What if there's nothing to be afraid of? So I started thinking like that, and it changed my behavior patterns. So I've always been semi-disciplined, but like before, I would go work out. I would do the right things, eat the right meals, and then for a couple days, I'd be a complete moron. Like, I would just waste all that production that I did during the week by like drinking or eating bad or staying out late or enter thing that doesn't serve me, right? And that was my behavior. And I would just go on this like loop. Like, you could see me on a Tuesday, I'd be bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, working out with the guys at the gym, and like we did, doing a lot of CrossFit stuff and out in the sun and just, eating really good, super hydrated. And then come Thursday or Friday, because at the time I was bartending too, used to bartend. That was a rough time, because what is that whole environment? It's a party environment. So like you're wanting to emulate people that are being a certain kind of way there. So alcohol was always around. It was just part of my life, So that was my behavior. It was really like this fitness person and then this alcoholic, depending on what side of the week we're on. And that just kept me stuck. That just kept a revolving door around what I was trying to do. So it slowed me down a lot, really. Probably 8 years of that. Because for a stint, I didn't drink at all. And then I started drinking again because I got involved in that with the wrong people. Not bad people. They just drink, and then they could turn it off. I couldn't. So that's a behavior. So if you're being a certain way, you're going to do things and you're going to have, like, I had nothing, So flip to having something. There's specific actions I take, but it's off of how I'm being, right, as a human being. So, and there's nothing super remarkable about like our day, right? So, but what is remarkable is the consistency to specific goals and our commitment to each other and to them. So it's within our commitment that we are able to grow and do things others can't. Not because we're special. We're not. Like, we're not. We are determined. We are things. I think everyone is special in their own view. But what Rachel and I do is we do what we got to do. Like, remember, do. be. We're a certain kind of way. You know, our you know, we're faith-based. That's a big part of our life. We don't try to like push it on people or anything like that. It's just like this is who we are. There's things that we do because of that. And it's just this ongoing, this cyclical cycle of be, do, have, you know? So, and what it really takes is being that way despite how you feel. I'm not talking about feelings either, guys. Like, I don't feel like doing what we do. So this is good because you can understand now where my brain goes when I'm talking about being, when I'm talking about doing, when I'm talking about have. Like, I don't feel like doing most of the stuff that I need to do to get what we're trying to get to, you know. But it's not about feeling like doing it. I just got to do it. There's a specific, like, I know what I got to do. I got to train my team. I got to be with my people. I gotta make sure our production is running. I got to make sure I'm communicating with the guys. I got to make sure the whole production team is guys. So just so you know, we've been building out the boys on the back end of the production team. So connecting with them, connecting with the sales team, you know, the marketing team, and making sure everyone's communicating together. Like, you gotta lead that. You gotta facilitate that, you know, and then also give people clear understandings as what they need to do and how they need to be, so they can have what they want to have. It's the same thing, you know. So you won't be able to run a team if you're you know, like I was years ago, right? And I wasn't a bad human. Like, I was still me, still this, you know, friendly person. But it was just what I did when no one was looking that was different. That was my being, you know. How's that being through my day? So, and a lot of things that I'd have to do, like, I'd be hungover, right? So I'd have to do things to make myself feel better, back to neutral, back to square one, so to say. Because if you're hungover, you're not square one, you're square negative 100, you know. So I had to claw myself back up to, like, okay, I feel okay now. Now what can I do? Like, I'm so behind, wasted so much time, you know. And not if you drink, do your thing. Like, that's nothing against it. We don't have anything against alcohol in general. It's just something that Rachel can have, like, one, you know. She can have one. Maybe I'll push her to two, like, get a little tipsy. Like, I'm like, here's another glass of wine, you know, have it. Me, I'll drink a whole bottle, you know, and then I'll have the whole bottle. I'm like, let's go. Like, Drew Tastic is here. We're going to go dancing. I don't know. You know, just like, it's just not aligned with the goals, you know. Nothing wrong with dancing, though. But that is really a bit about, like, really, like, what it takes, you know. And there's everything to do. Like, you're never going to run out of things to do. There's always going to be problems. And the problem's not, the goal is not to not have problems. Like, you're going to have problems. But you gotta be anchored down in who you are and what you're doing to solve the problems. Otherwise, you're just going to be devastated by problems. You're going to just be completely annihilated in an emotional basket case when problems happen. You'll be really frantic, or really, like, emotional and, like, weepy or angry, you know? So those are just kind of clues. You know, you want to be neutral, oak tree energy, you know, just deal with it because you're the leader, you know? So if you're building a business, if you're building careers, or if you're trying to run a marathon, like me and Brooks were talking about running earlier, you know, it's the same shit. Like, you're going to run a marathon, you got to have a behavior. You got to be disciplined. You got to get out there. It doesn't matter how you feel. You're going to feel like shit. You got to go get the miles in, or you'll fall apart when it comes race day. Right. So another reason why I love doing physical things, and it's so important because it just keeps me connected to that, you know. I got to work out every day because if I don't, I feel like a lazy piece of shit. Like, that's me. Right? Not everyone feels that way, but I'll overtrain too. So that's a challenge, right? So when you have something that you're wanting to accomplish, there's a certain way that you need to be, and there's going to be certain things that you need to do. So really think about that, the be, do, have. And I think what we try to do, and here's something that's really interesting. You will learn what to do and how to do things. Like, you will learn that, okay, I'm going to learn how to run this ad, or I'm going to learn this marketing tactic, and it's going to work. It's going to be great. You're always going to have to fine tune it to you and your business. Like we have processes and done for you stuff. We do a lot of that. Career paths, but there's going to be like, we'll get it 92% of the way there for you. Or if you're getting advice from someone and they have great advice, it's not going to be 100% custom tailored for you in your life, that advice. Take it in and look at it and assess it. And how does this fit in to my ecosystem? And you might need to turn a dial or two a little bit. Like you don't need to go through and change everything. They've gotten you, the wheel has already been invented, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. But if you have to put a wheel onto your vehicle, it might have its own set of lug nuts. Know what I'm saying? Like you need to figure out the last little bit. That way you can encapsulate wisdom from other people, systems from other people, processes from other people. And this just goes back to, again, how you're being. Like you're being disciplined, you're being thorough, you're being detailed, you're paying attention, you're present, you're aware. Like these are all really great traits when you're solving problems, because I love doing programs. I'm in a couple programs. I'm actually in a program right now that Rachel doesn't know about, but it's I am learning how to purchase exotics. So I'm learning about the car industry. I don't want to just go buy a vehicle and be like, oh, I want to do it smart. Like there's a very smart way to do these things to where you don't lose any money, but you could also lose your ass buying silly things like that. So there is a system behind it. So I'm learning things. Because at some point I like to get a car, but you can do it in a right way. When I do it and I figure out the game, I'll talk all about it on here. But really interesting things that you can do with finance. It's really finance. It's really the study of finance. So, but I'm going to have to refine it down to me and what I'm doing and my relationships and my positions and all that good stuff. So you can't just copy paste. You can copy paste and edit to get to where you're trying to go. But a lot of people, I think they're looking for someone to do things for them or to motivate them. And there's a lot of help out there, but don't discount your own ability to figure out what it is where you are today. Like exactly what you need to do to resolve whatever issue, whether it be physical, whether it be financial, whether it be personal. Like you have the mind. You are the best suited to sort out your problem. And that was one of the things that took me a long time to get. I wanted someone to tell me what to do. Like I wanted someone to run my ads and teach me and tell me what's going on. Like we have people that help us run our ads, but I'm watching it. Like I'm looking, it's our finance. It's our responsibility. So my buddy actually told me this, Ryan, shout out to my boy, Ryan. I was asking him about media buyers, and he's like, dude, you got to understand your own numbers. You got to understand your own marketing. It's like, quit trying to outsource everything. It's like, wow, cool. So really good advice. And I've taken that advice to every piece of it. So I'm going to give you the same advice. Like you need to understand the inner workings of your own company and your own desires. Like you need to own it. Like you need to learn how to do a local target ad. Feel free to leverage us. We can help you do that. Happy to show you to do that, give you the systems, the tools, all the stuff. But at the end of the day, it's your business. So you're going to have to be the one that implements it and integrates it in and monetizes it. Like you're going to have to work those leads. You're going to have those conversations. You'll have to have those follow-ups. You'll have to connect them with your team, Like it's going to come back on you and be cool with that. Be excited about that because you're you. There's not another one of you. You are unique in and of yourself. You don't have to be Rachel. You don't have to be me. That shouldn't be your goal. Like our goal for you is like we want to be able to guide you and just help shine a light down the yellow brick road, because yellow brick road is full of shit. There's monkeys and witches and tornadoes and strange characters, and that's a weird movie. But there's a lot going on down. But that's the path to Oz. Like that's the path you got to go to get to where you're trying to go. But you're going to deal with things. Don't let the things take you down. They might knock you down. Get back up. Keep moving forward. Figure out what you need to do, because that's the path of success. It's like you win, like you figure it out, and then you stumble, and then you figure it out, and then you move past where you stumbled, and then you stumble again. But you stumble further down the race, and then you get out, you go up, and then you stumble again. This is the path to success, right? So I wanted to share that with you, which was my template. So that is the template that if you go to check out Ray Dalio, on YouTube. He is one of the most successful people in the world. He has, I believe it is How Success Works in 30 Minutes is his video. He also has a video, here's a bonus for you, an amazing video called How the Economic Machine Works in 30 Minutes from Ray Dalio. Amazing. Like if you want to know economics, and you really should understand economics if you're a business owner, really understand that game. Really important to know. It's a bunch of doodles. It's great. It's a great video. I'm probably going to watch it again. But check that out. So I wanted to add a little bonus in there for you at the end of the episode. Thanks for spending some time with me today. You're going to see Rach. I believe she's on the next episode. So we're doing a little solo with y'all today. And thanks for listening. And I will see you next week.